Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Random Pets LaBARKatory Challenge! Here on the Pixel Biology channel, I am Seri, who has begun to become a mad scientist, I will admit it. Normally I would say I'm Seri the zookeeper, since we have so many zookeeping things going on. And today, perhaps this brings into question if I should really be left to tend to a zoo. Because today, my friends, we are returning to the wild realms of WolfQuest 3 to breed together a couple of the wild animals there. And this time it is actually not going to be our wolves, but it is going to be a lovely brown bear to base off of the grizzly bears that we can find in our WolfQuest adventures, and a moose! A moose! Look at those big old antlers! Oh, I love that so much. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is gonna be really exciting. But today I wanted to go ahead and try breeding up these two because I was running through the forest with our wolf crow in our WolfQuest 3 adventures. And as you guys know, WolfQuest 3 is based off of Yellowstone in real life down to the details of how the maps are made. And it is a very realistic game for the genres of playing as life as a wolf out there. And two of the animals that you can run into that you do not want to mess with as a wolf, because they will completely flatten you into the ground, are the bears, which are based, like, we have a brown bear here, but we're actually dealing with grizzly bear mamas in WolfQuest 3, and I really don't want to run into them. They can be very, very fast, and they really can just completely wreck your day as a wolf, especially if you don't have a pack or a mate with you. So I was thinking, how scary would it be if we ran into a bear who had moose antlers? Because the moose are also a very powerful, huge animal that you do not want to mess with on your average day as life as a wolf. A lot of people tend to think of wolves as like the end-all be-all apex predators, but that's not particularly the case when you're dealing with some really strong animals. Even though a wolf is a fantastic apex predator, it is not going to mess with a mama grizzly bear if it can help it, and it is not going to mess with a moose like Maximus here, who would be full grown in his power and strength, many feet tall. Have you guys ever seen a moose? They're bigger than cars. Like, they're huge, and those gigantic antlers, they could really make for a bad day as a wolf. And so for some reason I thought, let's take these two animals that independently I would never really want to mess with as a wild wolf, and let's breed them together to see what we can get. So today we have Betty the brown bear. I'm gonna change that to grizzly bear, because you guys know how much I love alliteration, where you repeat the same letter at the beginning of several words put together, like Betty Brown Bear. 3 B's in a row. I love it. But we want to give Betty a little bit more of a ferocious, well, ferocious is a strong word, of a fierce and powerful presence. So we're going to go ahead and name her Betty the Grizzly Bear. In fact, let's go ahead and name her Gertha the Grizzly Bear. There. See, doesn't she already seem to have a more powerful presence? One that perhaps could even concern you. Oh, well, I say that, but look at her. And of course, all animals have their place, so I'm not trying to like pander to some sort of fear of any of them. And then we have Maximus the moose right over here. So just really quickly, how do I have a bear and a moose in The Sims 4? I always want to give credit where credit is due. The bear is from J-Dorbs. We've actually had this bear a few times in our series before. And the moose is from Kalino. So the fantastic Kalino, who we also got the moose antlers, this little facial construction right up there to kind of give the moose a more like a natural muzzle look, and the little itty bitty hooves. There we go. I was gonna get there eventually. I've been dealing with so many dogs I almost said paws. But the hooves, the antlers, and the nose feature are all custom content from Kalino, also known as Kalinotron, one of my absolute all-time favorite custom content creators. Give her all the support and love, you guys, because this is fantastic. But all right, let's go ahead, and these two are meeting. Who knows what made them fall in love? Perhaps Gertha was simply moving through the forest one day, and she was simply impressed by the sheer size and majesty of Maximus. And together, they have unleashed a new type of creature across the land. So let's go ahead, we'll crossbreed them, and I will roll a dice to see if Maximus's and Gertha's children inherit Maximus's antlers. And let's do this! Okay, here we go. Gertha? Maximus? Demon eyes already? Okay, I really may take those out now. That's just getting a little bit ridiculous. But all right, let's go ahead and start adding you guys in here as the wee ones. Abby, the dog lover. Welcome, welcome to this very curious mix of animals. And I think that your suggestions for what to mix with a cheetah would be fantastic. Let's go ahead and see. Abby, you are actually going to be an aggressive hunter. We have unleashed something new on the forest, who is also a couch potato. So if we ever see you sleeping, we will leave you be so that you will not completely wreck our day. All right, let's go ahead. And now we're going to add in another one. I pulled up the name. And oh, look at that little bear cub. Oh, that one is absolutely precious. Oh my gosh. But Gertha, Maximus. Another one that looks a lot like Maximus here. In fact, I should just change his name to Maximus. What am I doing? That would be fantastic. All right, and this one is actually going to be Moy. So Moy Collins, thank you so much for your sweet comments. As always, guys, if you want to end up becoming one of these animals, all you need to do is leave a comment down below. Then I use a random comment picker to select you in the future. Oh my. Moy, you are also a aggressive, vocal, loyal, moose dog. This is, okay, we're gonna rename this guy to Maximus because I actually love that idea. There we go. Maximus. Here we go. All right, Abby, Moy, let's get more siblings here for you. Let's pull up the next name. What a cute little puppy. And then dun 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 dun. Oh, okay. And here is actually Warrior Cat's Lover. So Warrior Cat's Lover, 184, thank you so much. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna name you Warrior. So this is gonna be Little Warrior, the first boy who has been born into the group. And we're going to have you be a glutton who is playful and vocal. And this is an interesting coloration. I almost wonder if it's kind of like having a white bear or one of the honey-colored grizzly or brown bears. They actually do come in a pretty interesting variant of shades, which I should go into that on talking about bears one of these days. One of these days. All right. And thank you very much, Warrior Cats Lover 184, for letting us know that the correct term for a young cougar is kitten. It's really interesting because a lot of the information that I get about cougars I get from the United States Federal Wildlife Services, and they actually call cougar babies cubs. So it's kind of back and forth. I think it becomes a matter of like splitting hairs at some point, but I think kittens or cubs would technically work just because cougars can't roar, so their babies are technically part of the small cat family, so they would be called kittens. However, everyone calls them cubs. So what do you guys think? I think it's less important about the specifics sometimes, unless you can use it the way Warrior Cats Lover did to kind of point out some really cool science facts about them. It goes back and forth when you're trying to educate the public on these things. Look at those big old ears and that beautiful eye. Oh my goodness. Let's go ahead and see who is this. This, my friends, is Roxy. Oh boy, Roxy, welcome. I love your big ears and your big eyes. This is fantastic. Roxy Jane, thank you so much for your sweet comments. Let's go ahead and see your personality. You are jumpy, playful, and independent, which sounds absolutely adorable to me. Oh my gosh, I wonder if any of these little ones are going to have the bear's like big size. That's going to be fun to see. Let's get the next name. And 3, 2, 1, dun dun! Oh, I I don't know why, but just like the concerned little face on Ruby here has won me over as well. Ruby, welcome to this mix between a moose and a bear. I really don't know how this is going to turn out. You are a sleuth who is jumpy and aggressive, so you are not going to let anyone push you around. And then let's see, do we have one more? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We only have one more. Let me pull up the final name, my friends. Oh, doesn't that look like a fierce little one? Oh my gosh, these bear babies are so cute. Oh no, and I did it wrong. Okay, we have to back up. We have to come over here. And now... Okay, interesting. I'm really interested to see how some of these ones turn out. But this is Bella. So Bella asks, thank you so much for your sweet comment. I'm so glad you think so many of these animals are beautiful. You are a vocal, loyal, playful bear moose. I'm really gonna need your guys' help on coming up with names for these guys. But alright, this is only stage 1 of getting these ones out and about. Now it is time for them to grow up, and we will roll this dice to see what parts they inherit from their moose father. So what do you guys think? Do you think we have some moose-sized bears, or do we have some bear-sized moose? Let's see. Abby? What? Abby! You look nothing like I thought you were going to. You are stunningly beautiful, and you have inherited your father's traits. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Look at how weirdly gorgeous. Somewhat, for some reason, kind of like a koala. I'm not sure why I'm thinking koala there, but I'm getting a little bit of the koala vibe. But Abby actually did inherit all of her father's traits. So let's go ahead and go down. Give those big old moose antlers. Let's get those big old moose hooves. There we go. Oh my gosh. I love her! There's something actually very gentle looking about her until she unleashes her ferocity. Yeah, don't go pet this thing. Don't pet this one, guys. I don't think it would go over well. But that's so cool. So we actually ended up with a much wider muzzle. Whoops, and for some reason the special little muzzle overlay that you're supposed to have, Abby, what did you do with it? I just gave it to you. Whoops, okay, it wasn't that one, Abby. It wasn't that one. Swear. Where did it go? Where did it go? Like, there's so many things. Look at all these other traits that we could give her. Big giant fangs. I should start working. What do you guys think about having a saber tooth? Oh, that would be really fun. All right, this one and this one. I know that mix is around here. Oh, there it is. I found it, guys. There we go. And here we have Abby ready to go as a bear moose. And don't forget, she is an aggressive bear moose. She will bring a new meaning to the nightmares of our wolves. We are now playing on ultra hard mode. Let's see how her siblings grow up. Little Moy, what are you going to grow up to be? A bear! Are you gonna be? Oh, Moy. Moy is actually going to be my dream come true. Other than the fact that it's very aggressive, so again, don't pet these ones. Moy is a moose antlered bear with paws. This is exactly what I wanted! I have no idea why upon looking at the results, because this is somewhat terrifying, especially considering we do still have the aggression going on. But this is adorable! Moy, welcome, welcome. Who else do we have here? Warrior, one of our first little white ones. Warrior! You turned out so much cuter than I thought you would. And Warrior actually, and like, no offense, like I just didn't know what we were going to get out of that mix. And Warrior actually, oh my gosh, these antlers, or like, yeah, these moose antlers are going down the line. Warrior inherited the moose antlers and the hooves. This is like a polar bear moose. This is like a moose ready to live in the coldest of the cold Arctic winters. In fact, let's go ahead and change the antlers. Can I change the antlers to like a white coloration? Oh, that's really cool. That's so cool. Warrior, you're like a majestic albino moose. I love this. Oh my gosh. Roxy, show us what you have. Roxy, You guys, look at how cute the baby Roxy is. And look at how cool Roxy is grown up with those gigantic ears. And Roxy actually did not inherit any of the moose traits. What? So Roxy is our very first bear, who looks really, really, really interesting with those giant ears and those tiny legs. I kind of want to breed Roxy with the dog. Like, that would be an interesting mix for sure. Oh my goodness, Roxy. All right, so the very first one who doesn't have any antlers, but then we come up on Ruby. Ooh, and Ruby also has a small body and no antlers. So I kind of feel like we're starting a very interesting little tiny spindly bear leg thing here. Is this like the predecessor to becoming a sloth little one? Maybe just climb your way up into a tree, evolve to just eat leaves, grow some algae on your back. We should do a crossbreed with a sloth. What am I doing? All right, and then finally, let's see if Bella is going to turn into the amazing albino moose-like warrior, because this is definitely something special. Bella? A polar bear! We've got a polar bear, my friends! Okay, that's awesome. And actually, Bella also did not inherit those antlers. So we've got 3 for 3. And I love these results. I actually love these results. I was most nervous about these two having the white fur, because as babies, they look sort of like, what's going on here? You know what I mean? Like, look at that tiny one. You don't really know what you're gonna get. But then when they grow up, they turn out to be majestic, majestic creatures. But I'm pretty happy with this. We ended up with like the nightmare fuel that you might expect out of like super hyper aggressive, potentially meat eating moose bears. We ended up with the moose bear who looks pretty gentle and placid and is loyal to family, but if you mess with her cubs, she's going to get you. And we ended up with the really awesome albino Arctic moose bear. Part polar bear, part moose, and completely ready to wreck your Ice Age expectations. But alright, my friends, thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. If you could, do please leave a like to help me feed our mini LaBARKatory animals. If you would like to join us on this and literally thousands more adventures, do please consider subscribing. But most importantly, my friends, stay curious, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!